What is the First Gate? A menagerie of madness, a labyrinth of secrets, a crucible of power struggles. Driven by curiosity, adventurers persist in this hidden dimensional nexus, contributing to the chaotic mosaic. The end of all things, a land built upon the remnants of dead worlds, ripped from the tapestry of the First Gate. There are those clerics that embrace oblivion, using their powers to unravel the very fabric of existence, to cast all into the Shroud. First Gate, Legend of the Shroud, is a new TTRPG supplement. Brought to you by Biscuit 10 RPG.
Meow. Boom!
You've done a lot
Welcome
of
to
things.
Biscuit Tin RPG, everybody. We're back with City of Illumination. Just a quick reminder that we will not be here next week, as I will be at a convention in Independence, Missouri. So if you're in the area and you want to check it out, go check out Midwest Game Fest. They have a website and all of the information. You can come in, play games, have a good time. There's going to be a ton of vendors. I'm going to be one of them. So come by, come check it out. Check out all the stuff. That's all I got. Biscuitinrpg.com. Okay, bye. Bye.
Side note, can you tell the audience if there's anything other that's like notable in Independence, Missouri?
Independence, Missouri. I will tell you that the if you're into like fishing and stuff, it's going to be on Bass Pro Drive. So there's a Bass Pro there somewhere. I'm pretty sure.
Yes. Yes, that's so American. Oh shit. All right. So thank you, Will. Yes, we won't be here next week. And let's go ahead and dive right back into City of Illumination, where we find our intrepid heroes. Heroes trying
Deep
to
quotations.
and question marks. Um and umlauts just because. Um we find them trying to take hold of the City of Illumination finally after 4 years, close to 4 years. Uh we left off, and I also need to put on summary. Yeah. Are we the baddies? All right. Short and sweet, so we can jump right into it. It is still leading the first of Lightwake, the 343rd Imperial Cycle, Age of Wildstrife. It's still around 8 in the morning. The group continued their battle against the cultist, with Oxcord commanding a powerful iron golem that flied and destroyed
Yeah.
many occultists. The battle intensified as the group advanced and dealt with the new enemies summoned by the cultists through ritual circles. The group then discussed their approach to the Halls of Belial, this large, vast space between the lower halls and the upper halls. Um, Biz, guided by Madame Alkazi's agents, Victor and Kunlun, arrived into the halls of Belial, and eventually the Sandstormers planned to investigate the Custodian's rest to stop the corruption before proceeding to Eternity's gates. That's where we left off, and I think not in combat, but we do have a skills challenge still underway with Biz. So we'll go ahead and just start off with Biz first. Get him all settled in. Yeah. I'll go ahead and just bring everyone to this reference page. Just
All
to have a map,
right.
something to look at.
Yeah.
Um, did you guys headed that way? All right. So need to make notes here so I can remember that there are two successes and one out of the skill challenge so far. Two for. All right, Biz. After falling back down, not all the way, you manage to grip or slide or catch onto something to pull your way back up as the stairs that for a time, a quick moments, became just the smooth sort of slide that went down, reformed, reshaped back into stairs, and you quickly make your way up, trying to regain some of the lost ground that you just lost. Further along the way, eventually you reach what looks like to be a floor. It's hard to perceive as when you're walking around this spiral staircase. You can see openly, like there's this railing, and then you have the staircase above you, but there's this open scenery around you. You can see the scattered, what looks like to be hundreds upon hundreds of these similar spiral staircases that lead up into darkness. And you can't really see past the darkness. Don't know if it's magical. Don't know if it's just really, really just dark. Excuse me. Eventually, though, and you don't notice it, but you eventually cross past that threshold, and you appear on this sort of dark stone floored floor. Now the staircase continues onwards, but you arrive on a floor. You hear this deep, sort of heavy, guttural breathing. You hear, and it's in the distance. With that, or somewhat coalesced with that sound, is this humming of energy, um, like a generator producing mass amounts of electricity or power. It just hums through the metal. That one is the sounds are both equal in measure, and they blend, like I said, coalesce equally, making this very distinct sound. It's coming from the northwest location, from your field of view. And as you're sort of still scoping this floor, which is very vacant, it's empty. It's just this vast darkness and the stone floor. Suddenly you hear a crashing of boulders and rocks or stonework, and you hear the scraping as if there is like this high-speed steel or metal weapon grinding against stone, but it's moving, so it's not like completely grinding into the stone. It's sort of just like skipping it. But it makes that high twang noise when it hits it. Until suddenly, you don't have dark vision, do you? Or do you
I do not anymore.
not?
No.
So it doesn't. It comes just like within inches of you. This sphere of annihilation. Can you make a quick deck save though?
Oh man, don't be Ox.
I'd die. Ooh. I do I have a way of giving myself advantage?
What do you have in mind?
Can I see anyone in the like sphere that I could like Sylvie
No.
Barbs and then I could give myself the advantage from
Hmm.
it?
In terms of a person, there is no such. It's just this large black orb, of energy. It feels like energy. It sounds like energy. Um, let's see. Why? How
I'll
bad
give
was
you
it?
I rolled a 4. So if I could do something to not have that, that'd be good.
Sure. Well, let's see what your character sheet says.
Says I rolled a 4, boss.
That's the dice, not well. On D&D Beyond, it is the same thing.
Ah,
Um, what spells do you have?
I mean, I have a lot. I have a lot of
One
I think
action.
vortex warp, teleportation, mirror
that
image.
witch.
How is Vortex? Don't you need someone else for Vortex work or no?
No, I can choose myself,
You can just
like
use
teleport
yourself.
myself. Yeah.
It's an action.
Another creature you can see is in range. Yeah, it's an action, and then
Action,
I
so
can choose it
teleport.
space within 90 feet and teleport myself.
Um, I'm looking at your bonus actions real quick. Ooh. Oh, I used your chance already.
Hey
Hmm.
Roman, ask if you can invoke out of sheer spite.
What features do you have? Yeah, you really tapped into a lot of your stuff already.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to rest since that one fight.
That is very true. Even for level 20. Oh, you're level 19. Oh my gosh, you guys are still level 19.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna change soon.
Yay!
You still have 8. You have 8 sorcery points left. Okay,
Yes, I
restore
think that's
power.
right.
Oh. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that was what that was. Okay. Yeah, spells. I think realistically, yeah, that +1 dex sort of sucks. Um, so you want to use a spell?
Yeah, probably. Like a spell to like try to get myself out of the way or stop from hitting me.
Okay.
And I can quicken and spell it if it makes it
You
better.
could, yeah, you could quicken spell it, which actually you should just quicken spell it. It's like, yeah, you're gonna have to quicken spell it.
So I guess I'll like quicken spell vortex warp and try to
Awesome.
warp myself out of the way.
Awesome. Now you do that, and how's that look? The sphere is probably like 10 inches away from you at this point.
I think like just as it's about to hit him, like his body almost like crumples like into like a little like almost like a black hole behind him and just like disappears and then like
Awesome.
pops out somewhere else.
Awesome. And you don't have dark vision. Okay. Yep, you pop somewhere in the darkness, and you end up hitting a railing. So it looks like you found the staircase, or is it a different staircase? You don't really know at this moment in time, but you're now in this this vast dark room, and there's this whirling sphere of annihilation. What
Ugh.
do you want to do for your next skills challenge?
Um, can I tell if the sphere is like
It's gonna
is
be
it the
hard because you have dark you don't dark like, you don't have dark vision unless you can find. Do you have any means of creating light to see better? You have like a torch.
um
Yeah, the one thing no adventurer leaves home without, but I
I mean
guarantee you
the
none of
thing
us
is
have
probably in
it
the
in our
bag.
inventory.
The bag I handed to my simulacrum, so I didn't
Yeah, your same raccoon just like instinctively takes out the torch.
yeah, just lights it, just walking around with it.
And just like, oh, damn.
I also feel like you guys
Um
can share vision for a second. He's like, oh,
shit.
turns
Uh
around real quick.
the most I got is a scorching ray. To just like shoot out little bursts of flame.
Are those level 1 spells?
It's a level 2 spell.
Ugh, it's a killer. Killer. You don't have, oh, you didn't take like firebolt or anything?
No.
I could
Man.
I could say that Eldritch Blast would
I guess
illuminate. It
yeah.
would be. I would say they would create dim light. You know what I mean? And I think
I
that's
mean I'll
better than
take it.
it's better than nothing. So you just want to use Eldritch Blasts, or you want to use Eldritch Blast to create light? Okay. I'll go ahead and have you make a perception check while you're doing Eldritch Blast. You're firing. Are you moving anywhere? Or are you staying near the railing of what looks to be another
I
staircase?
think I'm trying not to go too far because I don't want to get caught in that sphere that's running around.
Okay. So you're shooting that. You're seeing just small alleys, corridors of lights that only last for about half a second to like 8 seconds. But with your mind, your way to process information, you can even you basically have the ability to slow down to focus the amount, like hundreds upon thousands of stimuli in a short period of time. Yeah, perception check.
25.
25. You make some good shots. You create equal intervals of equal spacing that covers unique angles that allows you to see and maximize your sight in that one instance of shot. And probably the first few shots, you can see a trail, a pattern immediately. Knowing that, um, you what would you like to do? Because when you see it, it attempts to come towards you, but you already seen it that it's going to go this direction, so you're simply somewhere else at this point. You're using Eldritch Blast, unfortunately, so it's going to keep chasing you, but you can avoid it for now, which makes you relatively safe. So I'll continue make that a success. So it's 3 successes to your 1 failure. All right, you
I think
still have to. It's up.
I'll start moving north to the noise. Or was it the
That
humming
was
noise that
the
was?
yes. So that whirling noise, or sorry, the moaning, gurgling noise was coming from the sphere annihilation. The humming noise is its own, so good thing you differentiate that. So yes, you start making your way there because you know the pattern and you're starting to understand how it operates. But there's one thing you do notice in that perception after a few more blasts as you make your way towards the north quadrant. You notice that it goes through a few like pillars and it doesn't do any damage. So as you're moving away, you actually fire ahead to see where you're going, and there is another door, a door in this massive, just plain face wall. As you make your way there and make your way through the doorway, the sphere stops right in front of it. Now there's another pillar right before it, and it goes right through it, and it stops right in front of the door. Maybe there's a nearby rock nearby. You pick one up, you toss it through it. It's an illusion. So you wasted the spell slot.
That's fine. Better than risking losing like a limb or something.
Okay. You turn around and there is some faint light on the far end of this hall now. And as you trudge your way through it, or you jot your way over there, you notice that it leads to another smaller closed chamber with a stairway that leads up and down spiral.
Guess I'll just start moving up it.
Okay. So for the next skill challenge, you arrive again in this similar fashion. You're moving up the stairway. It's exposed again. You see hundreds of more. It feels like you haven't gotten anywhere. But what would you like to do now for your next skill challenge to get to this Neoforge? The humming is still auditory, so you can still follow the sound.
Do I feel like it's been getting louder as it moved up, or does it sound like the same volume?
With that perception check, I'll also give you that it has been getting louder. Not too much. The decibels are only going up in small increments.
Okay. I think I'll I think I'm just trying to get up there quick,
Mhm.
and I'll just cast like polymorph on myself and turn myself into a bird and just start flying up with the staircase.
Okay. Did you want to use navigate? Like, what skill would you want to use? I know you're
I-
flying as a bird, or you're flying. So.
Yeah, I guess Arcana.
Arcana. Okay. And what were you specifically doing with the Arcana?
I guess it'd probably be more like
No,
investigation,
that's a pretty good
whatever.
one. So like you can be a little bit more expansive on your clockwork soul. Like clockworks is typically logic, typically unified. So there's always a pattern, right? So maybe you can use your Arcana tapping into the magic of that, right? From that realm, since you are a sorcerer, or from your innate affinity towards it. You can get really creative with this one, honestly. You could be like, I want to use numbers and math, Mike, in terms of magic. Like,
Sure.
okay.
Yeah, I'll is it yeah, I guess if I'm like tapping into my like clockwork soul, you'll just try to like listen to like
Yeah, there you go.
Primus's calculations and be like, is this the
Yes.
right way?
Yes, that's a good one. Yeah. And because you have a direct connection to the plane of logic, you can easily create, solve, and find the answer to all these mathematical equations, right? All these geometry, trigonometry of angles of auditorial sound hitting certain walls at a certain distance. And you actually find yourself following this pattern. Oh, go ahead and roll Arcana first.
Nat 20 for 28.
Your
Ooh.
bird actually, when you're flying, following logic, following the sounds that it's actually making, you realize that this entire as you're flying around the staircase, you actually divert from it and you actually take a risk because you're following logic and you go through like the upper hall or the upper staircase, the staircase above you at an angle, and you seamlessly go through it, right? You begin to understand that this is a large, obviously an illusion, but you're not really going up. You're actually staying in a small area. And the whatever this is, this chamber that's in, that they're hiding you in or whatever, is forcing you to go in circles, forcing you to go back. As you're flying, you're actually flying through that and you're going out into the darkness, and then you just divert to like a certain angle and suddenly you appear in another sort of chamber or room, just like the one you were in before. But the sound's getting louder and louder. You can clearly start to see now that you're in like a tunnel, right? You're going through some sort of access tunnel, right? You're not even in a hallway anymore. So really the image of you going through this large, vast area is that it's all an illusion that you're just following actually a shortcut. You're following something where sound is traveling at the shortest distance to get to you to hear it. Your best example is that in your brain, you were once in a hallway and you hear sound that's penetrating probably from like a vent in this place, and you're just going through the vents. Like that's from your logic and your standpoint, that's what you're doing. You're completely just ignoring the ignoring the illusory trap for you. So that is four successes. And I'll go ahead and bring you over. You eventually do make your way to somewhere where you um definitely know is somewhere else. You think you've arrived in like the upper areas or maybe in the outermost areas, or sorry, innermost areas of the halls of Belial. And these are literally the halls of Belial. So you think you now arrived in the actual halls of Belial that will take you to a crossroads somewhere that can lead you up, but more specifically to the Creation Forge. Now, as you get here, the sound is a lot louder now, but you can also see on the floor scattered remnants of what looks like to be parts, cogs. You even walk forward a little bit and you pick up body parts of Warforge of your people, and you are disgusted, but now more emboldened, knowing that you are getting closer. Um, you see up ahead as a fork in the road, and at that fork in the road are probably a small group, like 3 to 4, um, lengthy, skinny, very thin humanoids in rags. You don't see like any exposed flesh, but they're just walking around with their backs to you, sort of scrummaging through the waste and parts. Um, you move subtly until suddenly one of them just stands upright and just turns towards the hall. Um, you look behind you and you can faintly hear the guttural noise of what was, or what you assumed was that no longer a sphere of annihilation. But you begin to realize maybe it wasn't just an illusion. It was also like a double. It was an illusion, but also a tracker that kept tabs on you to scare you into positions where it knew where you were, where at least the defenses were. Um, so you look back, you hear it, it's coming towards you, so it's somehow managed to find you, and it is now notified at least one, two, three, four of those creatures around. And as they turn, you can see that they are also Warforged, but they are Warforged that look very aberrant. They have the parts of metal and woodworking and stuff, but there also are what looks like to be human bones. You can see that now upon a little bit closer inspection, as one of them actually produces light to see down the hall a little bit, so it looks like these can cast magic. When they do, it's in the form of this dark maroon color. You can see that the cloth and tattered rags around them is actually flayed humanoid flesh. These flayed stalkers up front start running down you like full on speed, arms flailing behind them as they run at full speed. And as they open their mouths, screeching towards you, their maws open and like a red circle begins to appear, and a small beam from all four of them starts shooting down the halls. What are you doing, man? Caught between a rock and a hard place right now. The humming is still loud, still from the far side, but you don't know which direction on the crossroads ahead where it's going. It seems like this crossroads eventually leads to the same hall event one day, but one leads somewhere else, the other doesn't.
I think uh Fizz will like hold his hands out and focus his magic. And he's gonna like think about when he had the shred of creation in him, and like about the
Mm,
powers that allowed him to like control others and
hmm
wield their minds. He's gonna try to like
hmm
force that power onto them.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I would like to try to use like intimidation, I guess, for this.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
Uh Alright, I roll for it.
Yeah.
21.
Nice. So, remembering back for a time when you did have a shard of creation in you, and using your magic once again, you use it to intimidate these creatures. They have some sentience to it. You can feel it as you enter their minds, and you basically overflow them with all of the horrors that entails with control and how in your with your own imagination, using the powers of the creation shard or your knowledge of what it looks like and cultivating it and artificially creating new images and sensations through it. The Warforge, or these are actually once again those hollow sentinels. They stop in their tracks, beams bursting around them. Some of them cut off like the nearby limbs of the ones nearby as they close their maws and they start, racking their skulls, grabbing onto it, giving you time to bypass them. As you do, you can hear the swirling mass coming closer and closer, and it looks like the Warforged have almost regained their focus, but they're still a little bit disoriented. You're now at the crossroads. You look down both ways. With that final success, I will say that the noise cleared just enough to recognize that going down the right will be quicker, and that eventually you should be getting to where you need. As you make your way down that direction, following these glimmering halls of both dark and light prismatic colors, you eventually reach a large chasm. Now, ignore the flying creatures in this art because it's obviously a reference art, and obviously ignore the flames because there is no flames here. And I can hear you. So you're basically looking at down at this platform that's overlooking this vast canyon, or sort of gorge, I should say, within the city. In the center of this platform stands this monstrosity, this large amalgamation of metal and rock fused together through like pure ether, through what looks like to be wild magic. I will say that there's a faint glow throughout the entire chamber, and that is the lingering mists of wild magic. It is already easy to say that Selson has been using and exploiting the wild magic myths that have returned to Broseus for a time, from the wild magic storms over 20 years ago that basically devastated the continent of Deus. It is all over, and that they are all channeling towards this one building. Now, you don't see the creation force because you remember seeing it in your vision, at least in the dream, but you don't see it here yet. However, you do see this massive amalgamation of steel and rock, and you can only assume that inside this, what looks like to be a temple of sorts. The construct is the architecture is very similar to what you'd see the pillars of worship make. Most institutionalized religions would make. Not so much the nature deities. Evil deities would make something like this too, very ostentatious looking. But it's definitely, and Silson has to be in there because you can hear the faint cries for help and pain and exacerbation emanating from within that open, glowing doorway that leads into probably a place of darkness. So how do you wish to proceed, Biz? The fall is about 120 feet, but there are these large chains that sort of appear to be hanging off the edge, and they go past your opening. And you can see that those chains lead to other sort of balconies above you and around you in this sort of circular chamber that leads to a gorge below. You could make your way down using those, but you don't see any like guards or patrols outside this temple. But what you do see is the massive piles of dead Warforged, probably about at least 100 Warforged scattered in small mounds that just surround this chapel. And you faintly see the body of. Oh wait, no, Stern's body's not here. You faintly see the body of what looks like to be Father Tomek amongst them, which is horrifying because you just remembered seeing him. At least you thought you looked like him in that vision. He's like amongst the corpses. You can barely see him. He's very identifiable to you, obviously to you, Sterling and Silver. His head and arm just sort of pokes out within the mound of other Warforged. Many of them look like errants. Many of them look like just normal Warforged, probably like immigrants that live in the area, and some of them look like military soldiers bred for war. So what do you want? How do you want to proceed, Biz?
Has either of the two that led me here
They're on their
contacted
way.
me?
Oh, yeah, that's right. So by the time you get to this point, you had two messages, and you obviously haven't had the time yet because you're too concentrated, but now you do. The first one came from Kunlun, and she tells you and says, I found my place in a dead end and a trap. Move on without me. Victor says, yeah, I can't understand this place. Do you know where this place is at? Now, these are sent like five minutes ago.
Biz will just respond with just like as clear as direction as he can in like the least amount of words possible.
It's a very it's a very complex explanation because you have to make it complex because they can't under they you assume that these people don't understand the concepts of like realms, realities, planes, also mathematics. So you explain to them as best you can, and obviously Kunlun doesn't respond. Victor finally responds saying, "Oh, okay. I don't get it, but I sort of get it. Also, Kunlun's dead, so just to let you know. I'll try to make my way up there. I'll tell the madam."
Uh Biz will start to approach. I think he's not gonna bother with anything like the chains or anything. He's just gonna vortex warp at like third level just to warp him right down to the platform.
Okay. So as we leave the scene, you're at the edge of this opening that's overlooking this entire chamber. You just vortex away, and we go ahead and return to the rest of the party. So Gabrielle's angels have already started making their way towards Custodian's Rest. You all are still back here after destroying the large orb that was trying to summon some terrible things through Valar ritual. You all reconvene. Joan is over here doing the final prayers to the dead that they've collected. And then we'll eventually be moving on. But what are you, Tav, and Ox doing?
That's a good question. Uh,
Let's see. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. So they're just cleaning up. Is that what's happening, or are we?
They're moving on to the Custodian's Rest. That's where they're heading, which is what you guys agree. You guys decided to go as well. But it's up, yeah, depending on so it's up to you guys what you want to do. If you guys want to help them out or what do you want, role play a little bit, it's really up to you. But I'm just going to be passively having them move forward because it's not going to take too long to get to
Was it
Custodian's Rest.
Custodian's Rest that they were going to, or were they going someplace else?
No, they're going to Custodian's Rest too.
Okay, cool. Because I know that there was a weird, there was like the thing where we thought we'd be branching off from them, but if they're going to the same place we are, then yeah, I'm gonna.
The only branching was Eternity's Gate because I put the option you guys want to head there instead.
Mhm.
But
yeah, but
Okay.
yeah,
Well,
you decided not to.
well, Tab, unless you've got anything, Narzan and I and the Iron Golem, we're gonna go jump into the fray because we would like to help clean this up as soon as possible and
yeah,
stop this blood magic stuff.
yeah, that's probably for the best. We need to save the Celestial Guardian or whatever also. So
Yes.
We can stop the place from corrupting and stuff. So yeah, let's help the angels. They
Hmm.
probably want to kill me, but who cares?
They probably want to kill me too.
You're
Lorenzo
fine.
and Corlox will call to you from outside, Tav, and be like, hey, there's survivors, probably from where the Iron Golem freed them.
Survivors? Oh. How are they
A lot of
doing?
them are like civilians and freeborns, and some of them are actually Federation too.
Oh, okay.
They're so,
That's
oh, oh, are you here to help us? Steven's like, I'm not.
well,
Lorenzo's like, yeah, just
yeah. Uh, okay, let's see. Uh, let's just have them stay here for a while while we go fix this mess, I would say.
okay. Joan will poke his big owl head through the doorway. He'll just look at you. He'll like do a 180 turn of his head. He'll be like, I will stay behind with any prisoners or people that you find alive.
Oh, perfect. We have some here.
Oh my God, it's a huge owl. It's
He's
like,
for
don't worry,
the giant owl person.
I'm not going to hurt you. It's like, you're huge. It's like, yes, I am big. I eat a
It's
lot.
exactly someone who wants to hurt me would say.
Yeah, one of them says. No, I swear. Swear, you are in good hands.
Right.
All are in good hands. Yes, Tav, if you tell Ox, if there is anything if there's anyone else you find, send them this way. He tells the Hound Archon over here to continue helping, but he'll stay behind.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next thing to kill.
Murder, 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 murder. It doesn't matter. It's still technically murder.
Murder, murder.
Like Ox is
love
having one of those
murder.
clairvoyant moments. Shit, even if we're killing bad guys, we're still murdering people.
I don't care.
Ox, it doesn't really take long because the Iron Golem is also just doing work. So you and the Iron Golem are just wrecking,
Cleaning house, boy.
cleaning house. The Iron Golem stops here at the end of the carnage, and he goes ahead and takes a knee in front of this large glass orb. It's this massive glass sphere, or yeah, sphere, set on a dais, resting on a dais in stone. It is held onto and held in place by these three welded sort of corners, but they are welded or carved in the shape of angels holding three angels holding like a planet or an orb or a sphere. It is humming, and there's some bits of trace magic flowing around it of white hues. The Iron Golem just has its knee in front of it. Inside, you can see a silhouette of a humanoid in the fetal position.
I'm gonna holler out for Godalina.
Yeah, she's on one. She's on one.
So, what's this?
Yeah. So as the others are gonna start making their way down south.
Yep.
Godolina will find where I was like, good. This is Brother Ateus. He is a Deva, one of the Eternal Guardians. We can awaken him. It looks like everything is good in good order. He hasn't been corrupted. He hasn't been killed.
Wait, is that where I put my hand up and say, in the name of whatever? I've already forgot the phrase. It's been out of game way too long.
Well, it looks like you won't be doing any of these things.
You son of a bitch.
You better look through your notes, my man.
You're putting a lot of weight on me
Hold
taking
on.
notes.
You better look through your noggin, my man.
My noggin is empty. It's smooth, no lump.
I am the smoothest of brains. I am what you call a sphere of intelligence.
I found it. Hold on.
Okay.
Wow.
How much do you want me to tell you?
I would really appreciate it, Roman. Like, you're a good pal.
That's not
The
good.
custodian returns to light the pyre.
A
A custodian returns to light the pyre.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand in front of it, hold up my hand,
So Biz says
and
that behind Ox, and then Ox walks up.
yeah, and I'm like, hey, why are there 3 of you?
No, both Bizzes say that in unison.
And I'm like, oh man, thanks, Biz, and Biz too. So I don't know.
You don't, yeah, you really
A
don't.
custodian returns to light the pyre.
Cool. As you say it, the energy around it begins to intensify. You don't feel any, damage. It just
Mhm.
looks like it. Until suddenly, perfect incision that divides the sphere, the perfect diameter opens up, and smoke mist is released, um, covering up the inhabitants until 2 very large angelic hands, well manicured, I should say, as well, and
Mhm.
popping out, with fair skin and dark golden hair, with clear white eyes, is a Deva.
Hmm,
Well,
I need to take notes.
Oh,
Uh,
his name is Artemis. Sorry, Artemis, I should say.
oh,
Artemis.
all right, I got my notes now. It's one note. It just says a custodian returns to light the fire.
Right, and you'll never you'll probably one day, what does that even mean?
And I'll be like, oh yeah, it's the one note I took from that entire campaign.
Awesome. Right. So Artemis appears, and the Iron Golem gets off his knee, um, does like a little chest salute, and walks over here, awaiting further orders. Because there's another set of doors.
Yep.
The Deva looks at you, but immediately looks at Godolina, and he says, "Godolina, you're alive still. Oh, thank Palor." But then he notices that she doesn't have the brand. He's confused, and then immediately is drawn to you, and he says, "Who are you?"
Some people would call a mistake, but my name's Ock. I'm the custodian now.
Very confused, Artemis looks at you and looks at Godolina, and Godolina just nods her head. Um, and Artemis will just turn like, huh. But then he'll turn immediately, because then by this time the Angel of Judgment, Eklard, and Gavriel will walk by as they make their way into it. It's like, is that a Kiri? Are those
Yeah.
Archons?
Yep.
Until suddenly he falls to his knees, he's racked with thousands of years of what I like to call security footage of what has
Oh
happened in the
no.
city. He's and he looks at Godolina, and she's like, "What have you done? What did you do? How? Why him? What?
Been asking
What?"
myself that same question.
Darzan's in the back, just like,
Yeah. He gets me. I put my fist back for a fist bump.
yeah. Um,
I don't get it either, man.
so yeah, Artemis then stands back up, and he says, "Rundis, he's back. He's inside the city." He immediately goes and reaches into the orb. He grabs a mace, a large, heavy mace, and he spreads out his wings. And you see this angered face on him. He looks at you, Ock, and he says, "I'm here to serve, to reclaim the city that I never thought would
Absolutely.
fall." I'm
Let's
assuming
do
you're
this.
heading to Custodian's Rest.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Um. So actually, technically, you're technically all in the Custodian's Rest, or like in the outline ones. It's
Mhm.
bisected. So the southern part is the southern section where Gavriel went of
Mhm.
Custodian's Rest. The northern section is continuing on. But also in the northern section is the door or the hall that leads towards the Eternity Gate.
Well, I just see the line of blood coming from there. I'm like, at the very least, we need to stop that.
Mhm. Yeah,
So I'm
Artemis
like,
goes. Artemis just like freaking smashes the shit out of it, but nothing happens. He's like,
like
"What is
I, I've
this?"
I've tried that. It's a goth kid that took anatomy class too seriously.
Gordolina will ask Artemis, Artemis, can you tell if the others? And Artemis just shakes his head. I can't. He points at the red line. He says, whatever that is also just stymieing my senses. I can't get a grasp of what the floors are, and I can't even communicate with the solar or the heart. And Gardolina just looks at you, gives you a quick look, and then looks at Artemis and says, we think the heart has been corrupted. And Artemis is like, you see veins pop out. And Gardolina's like, it's not your fault, Artemis. And Artemis says, I know it's not. And he looks at you, he looks straight at Gardolina.
Oh,
Gardolina's just like, just sort of closes her eyes and then looks to you, Ox. Like, Ox, shall we continue?
Absolutely. Let's go
Uh,
take down. Okay, well, I think they can handle that down there. They can join us when they finish. And yeah, I'm gonna open that door. We're like, let's
Sure.
go. Hey,
You sure?
do these iron golems have a name? I asked
Um,
Godolina and the Deva, Artemis.
Artemis. Gardolina says, I don't remember. And Artemis says, they used to. They're long forgotten now, even to me.
Oh, well, I'm just gonna call him random names until he's happy with it. Come on, Jaime.
He salutes.
so hi.
So you say the words, the magic words once more.
A custodian. The custodian returns to light the pyre. That's right. I have it written right over here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna accidentally close that, and I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah, because I'm gonna time it in the future. So if you don't do it in like half a second, you're done.
Oh, fuck
All right.
you.
So as you open the door, okay. So what? Who's at the door? You and the Artemis, or
Well, I mean,
Iron
yeah,
Golem in
me,
front?
yeah, me, Artemis, and then right behind us is the golem because that dude's coming in because we're gonna go
I
wreck
can
whatever's
see.
causing this.
I can see you have the sword, the whispering,
The
long
sort of.
whisper, the loud whisper of the night. I see Artemis with his mace up too in front of the door, and just right behind is the golem. He puts his hand on both shoulders.
Yeah, it's gonna be a buddy cop film.
Hell yeah! And as soon as the doors open, or the double doors open, screeching towards you are two basically shard humanoid bombs. But behind it is a devil or a demon creature, a man flayed with a sword for an arm, decrepit and rusted. His upper body is connected to the lower body of a dead horse with a maw spilling green, foul, necrotic energy.
Mm. Yeah, I see that, and I'm like, you're gonna have to get up quicker on a Tuesday to surprise me with that shit. And I'm gonna swing my sword.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and swing your sword. And Artemis will go ahead and swing his mace.
I, as we're swinging, I'm like, Artemis, these things explode, so careful.
He's like, I do not fear damage. I serve. And
Um,
I am angry.
all right, 23.
He's gonna die.
Jeez.
Jesus.
23, definitely. And
All right.
then yeah, do all your attacks.
Okay, there's 21 for the first one damage. I hit with a
Mhm.
23, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second one is a 31 to hit.
Mhm.
And oop, I get to re-roll that. 7 plus what? Get to re-roll that. Good Christ. There we go. 16 and 25 damage for the second swing.
Awesome. Both you and Artemis cleave the two suicide bombers before they could explode, smashing their skulls and upper torso against the nearby walls. But you still have this, what is known as a Nucalavi. Nucalavi? Nucalavi? Anyways,
Whatever he is, he's
it's
kind
a
of
demon.
gross.
He is gross looking. He's also really cool. I'll go ahead and show a picture of him here. He's also really
Jaime,
cute.
take care of my light work.
Jaime, smash! I was surprised you didn't call him Hulk
No, that's
or
too
War
on the
Machine
nose.
or War Machine.
Wait, what if it's the lady? Maybe it's Julie.
Julie.
Like he has these thoughts. He's like, man, oh man. Maybe I could tap into this after we get done with this battle and figure out what his name is. As I
Yeah.
like just think about the place that we're in.
Sorry, his hands aren't swords, they are just massive, sharp, serrated claws.
That's nasty.
It is. All right. Um
I want that horse though. That's pretty dope. Oh, it's part of him. That's weird. I don't like it.
real quick. Okay. Oh, behind him, you did remember, behind him, you see this strange undead looking creature. Like it's an undead, like humanoid, but like decrepit
Mhm.
old. The one thing that makes him peculiar is that his head, it's like he's in a pillory, but like it's just a slab wooden door,
Mhm.
but he's walking around with it on. This is what he looks like. Oh, no, why do you do this? On him are just these two rings with just hundreds of keys, and
Hmm.
he's just and he just wobbles in that direction. Okay. I'll go ahead and say that you, Artemis, Oxcord. Did anyone else want to join in real quick to take on this Knuckle V? Or just want you just you two
Yeah,
Darren going? You want to
I'll
join in?
toss in a few. I'll
I
just
mean,
blast if I get the
Narzan's in there.
chance.
Okay. So go ahead, all four of you roll initiatives real quick.
All right, initiatives.
17.
60.
17.
Tav with a 17, Biz and Ox with 16s.
I had 17.
Other way
No, I
around.
got 60.
Cool.
Other way.
Ox got a 17.
Yes.
Yeah, Ox Biz got 17. Tav got 16. Ox will go before me because he's faster. He's has higher dex for sure.
Yes.
Are you sure? As a sorcerer, you didn't main your dex?
I have 10 dex, and right now I have 3 strength. So I have
That sounds-
-4 in it.
That's rough, man. That's
That's
not
rough.
using
Because I
those
wish,
wish
but
spells
still.
all willy nilly.
All willy-nilly.
Yes, willy nilly.
Totally comprehending that it's not really his fault.
Yes. Yeah, I'll have the Iron Golem go at the same time as you. And then Dave's gonna plus 4, so that's a 20. Net 20, of course. There goes my net 20 for the day.
Hey, let's
Heyo.
go, Artemis. You got this.
No, that was the
Oh, that was the. Oh, well, no.
Well, it's just for, I mean, it's for initiatives, so that's really good. You want me to roll that on initiatives at least? Well, not really, but it's better than rolling a crit hit.
Yeah, I guess.
But then again, I don't think this guy hits that hard. Could be wrong. Let's say one of his dang stat block. However, is this one? That's one. It's this one. Taking a risk. It is this one. Okay.
I'm reading his name. I'm like, what's a knuckle V?
He has a +2. Okay. So 22. Okay. I think we're going with the Knuckle V first, unless you guys want to switch anyone amongst you. Switch initiatives?
You'd like to switch with the knuckle V, please.
I think everyone does. Artemis is not switching. Oh, you're right now.
Yeah, I think that's good.
That's fine.
All right, Knuckle V's gonna
I'm
go
good.
first. Knuckle V's gonna go first. He's gonna go ahead and with no, he's gonna use Pestilent Breath. The Knuckle V's equine head, the horse head, exhales pestilent gas in a 30-foot cube. Ooh. Each creature in that area must succeed on a con save. What is this? 30-foot cube? Holy crap, bro.
That's not nice.
Oh my god.
Well,
So yeah,
Oh God.
it's gonna fill that entire area. Well, it's gonna fill basically like that. You know what I mean? You know, technically, you know what I mean? It technically shoots outwards, right? But it's just gonna
mhm.
fill that area.
Ooh.
So it still gets everyone besides Verkati, Givy, both Bizes, and Narzan. So everyone in that
Oh
cube
God.
needs to make con saves.
Oh,
So Steven,
fine.
Lorenzo, Gorlax, Severina.
Woo! I got a nat
So what,
20.
Nice. So
what
you're
saves it?
it is a con save. So
Jesus Christ.
but you don't have anyone in there, Biz.
Okay.
You're
Fif-
all you and all your people literally are just outside. 15?
15. I rolled a
Okay.
4.
Iron Golem is immune to poison, correct?
I knew I should have brought something up. I think
You
so.
son of a gun.
Hang on, I got it.
But he's yeah, just tell me his damage, immunities, and resistances. And then what about
Iron
everyone else?
Golem.
Tab.
Come on, man.
Corlox got a 17.
Okay. Yeah, totally.
Yes, he is immune to poison.
Perfect. And what about necrotic?
Uh, no.
I figured. Okay.
8, so
Is
Steven got a
plus
14.
4. Okay.
Last one is Lorenzo.
Nice. Oh, my other nat 20. On Artemis.
Is
Ah,
this considered a spell or other magical effect?
it is not, Victor.
I'm just asking because he has magic
I know,
resistance.
I know. It's not. It's not. It's its own ability.
You bastard.
The DC is 16, so
Oh,
only
sweet.
failed.
Yeah.
Steven and Lorenzo failed.
Okay, so Steven Lorenza and Godalina, of course, my poor girl.
He
Are
hasn't made a
take
lot of saves lately.
bad. We'll be taking 40-10 poison and 40-10 necrotic, or half as much on a success.
Oh, is that all?
Oh,
Yeah, that's all. So I'll go
Yeah.
ahead and roll them separately.
Watch you roll like all tens. Like you bastard.
I do. Woo! All right. 48. 10. Oh god. Sorry. Here's the poison. Here's the necrotic. Oh my god, it's still bad. It's still nasty.
Jesus Christ, man.
Still really nasty, dude. Still real pretty good.
I'm really upset with
four.
you. I want you to know that.
Gordon is down to fucking 61 HP. My gosh. Almost fucking bloodied. Everyone takes half of that, so round up. I need to know what 29 is.
Take all of it.
15. 15 and 13. You bastards. So 15, 13, so 25. My resistance is no. Yep. All right. That was, I think it's action. Let me see if I have anything else. Bonus action. Oh, bonus action. The Knuckle V activates its Deathly Aura. While active, the aura deals 5 necrotic damage to any creature that ends its turn within 30 feet of the Knuckle V. Undead and fiends ignore this effect. It is called an Aura of Annihilation. So it's at the beginning of everyone's turn, so he's gonna go and activate Aura of Annihilation. As the swooming gas around him turns black, it becomes Icarus, very thick, very viscous, creating 5 necrotic damage at the beginning of everyone's turn. So we move on to the next person. That is Artemis. Artemis is gonna take 5 necrotic damage at the beginning. You son of a bitch. Oops. He does have his bazooka, but it's on the back, so he'll go ahead and leave that there. Instead he'll take out his mace. I forgot, he grabbed a bazooka. I don't know, did I show you guys that? Yeah, I did show you because the other Davis had bazookas, the light bazookas.
No. I think that was the Sunday game where they
No,
shot
no,
him at
no.
me.
No, they have
Oh yeah,
bazookas in
they have bazookas
Hostile.
too. There's 3 Davas that were part of Gavriel's force, and they went to go chase after Godolina, but apparently they got killed. So, I'll go ahead and just show you guys again, just because I love this item. It's so good. I did post it though. Yeah, I did. Okay. Still a piece of garbage. He doesn't have that up, but he has his mace. He'll go ahead and he'll attack all two, both of them. Oh, I didn't even do that much raging damage. My gosh. So, do each hits and does not hit. Okay. AC, yep, does not hit. This thing can fly. Jesus.
What the fuck?
Jesus. Demons, dude. All right. Forgot that guy can fly. One hits. 18 points in total damage. Okay. That's it for Artemis Ox.
All right. As I pull back my sword for my signature move, as I use yield, reckless, and the fabled freelancers, I yell, "Who knew beef jerky could be cursed into a midlife crisis on 4 legs?"
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. He does look like pretty jerky.
All right. That is a 34 to hit with the first one.
Definitely hits.
All right. And for the second one, boom. Oh, a nat 20. So it doesn't matter. It's going to be damage anyway. All right.
Yeah.
So that is, this is going to be plus 18. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Magical slashing coming in, plus 18. Any ones in there? No, there's not. Oh, wait, there's a 2 though. So 36. Nope, 53. 62 magical slashing damage from 2 sword attacks.
Boys.
As
That definitely beats him.
as I scream about him being midlife cursed beef jerky on 4 legs.
Yeah, you hack away one of the legs off the creature's horse part falls off, including one of his arms. Then you just carve deep into his lower torso. He's beaten. It was a severe strike.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and take that 5 necrotic damage too, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, damage. Okay. Uh, Narzan's not getting left out of this. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So
It's fine. You can throw him in there.
he's gonna step in, but then he's gonna step back out afterwards. So
It's fine.
actually, I'm gonna step back, and Narzan's gonna hop on in there. He's gonna go ahead and rage.
My turn. Tag me in. Get him, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just takes a
Take
chair
bath,
out of
sea
nowhere.
bath.
Just takes a chair out of nowhere, dude. What the hell?
Yeah.
Give him the chair.
Where did you get a chair? Shut up.
He just reverse suplexes him. Where'd you learn that?
All right, 3 attacks with plus 8 to hit.
I found
All
a
right.
new hero. His name's Rowan Reigns.
All right, he only gets to roll normal, so here we go. That is 18 plus 8, 26 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, 2 die 8 plus 8 for the first damage.
Here. No.
13. 21 magical slashing from the Swift Hall War on the first hit.
He is not looking great. He's almost done.
All right, second one. Ooh, 19 plus stuff to hit.
Hell yeah.
All right, and that is 24 magical slashing damage on the second hit.
How's Narzan defeat this Knucklebee?
He tried. I mean, obviously, he takes after his master, so he's gonna try that swoop thing like Ox does with his signature hit, slightly off, but it's like an upside down Nike. Just lops it in half.
Hell yeah. As it falls apart before you, it fades into this dark Icarus puddle. Okay.
behind Narzan. Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
And then the rest of our movement. Let's see how much I used there.
Well, we're out of
15.
combat for now, so
Oh, okay. Yeah,
as
because
the
we.
halls is vacant, but you definitely hear the stirring of enemies in the various rooms along the hall.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna start. We're gonna start going room by room and clearing out, clearing the
Okay.
house.
Okay.
Obviously the golem will go in first since he hasn't gone first, so he'll just start heading down.
Yeah.
With the ultimate goal being that wherever this bloodline leads to.
Yep. Biz, you can hear the hustle of more prisoners being freed from Gabriel's forces down to the south. And also suddenly,
And without warning,
and without warning, the red line from the south begins to like disappear. So it looks like they've annihilated one down there. So there's only one left on this floor. So you're where are you guys going? Where's everyone going?
uh, starting here, I guess.
Okay.
Like I said, we're just working our way down the hall because running down the hall and then being flanked by someone is not a smart move.
Right. So 1 second. All right. Iron Golem will go all the way and stop here. I'll just look. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, he'll go over here, but he'll go this way. And Artemis will fly by and Artemis will stop here and says, "Do this door. Um, Brother Patrice is in here. Another one of my kind." It's like, oh,
Fantastic.
good, they didn't get Patrice.
Yep. Opening that door.
What's the magic word?
The magic word is a custodian returns to light the fire.
I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that for the start. It is locked though.
Still say it. If that doesn't unlock it, I'm gonna kick the door down.
Okay, it's unlocked now.
Sweet.
Where is are you all sticking together or what?
I mean, I'm gonna send
I'm sticking
Narzan.
with dogs.
Okay.
Narzan's like rage mode, so he's going full bore.
Yeah.
He's not
Oh.
thinking.
Artemis is going to continue on over here with the other golem. He's going to go ahead and open this door. Tab, you're staying. Biz, what about Biz and his people or your people? What are you doing? You stay behind?
I think Yara's falling behind, just like a little bit slower, just to make sure no one falls.
At
Comes
least
in
one of
behind
them
us.
follows me to remind me of what the password is.
Yeah, one's just always behind Ox. It's like it's this. Come on. You should have
For it
memorized
one
at this
day.
point.
It's been like 20 minutes, man. Why?
Riccati is trapped in the walls somehow. I don't know how that happened.
Nice.
I can't get him out.
Oh.
Oh. So, Ox, you open here. You can see that there is a 8-foot ledge in front of you, but you can see some mains up top. You can see that there's rooms and halls up ahead, and obviously you can't see it now, but yeah. Oops.
hmm
You can see that there's another one over here. Over here, there's another one of those obsidian towers, and as soon as that opens up, they lunge at Artemis exploding. Artemis has to take 3 deck saves. +4. He passes all of them. 25 points in necrotic damage. I should probably roll for his HP.
It's infinite.
It's not infinite. I
He's
wish it
at
was.
home.
Technically, yes. 143. Minus 25, 55. All right. All right, excuse me. Yeah, I'll let you just take your turns because I'm not gonna have everyone roll for initiative again. So I'm assuming you're just gonna jump up here, Ox.
Yeah,
and
I'm just jumping across and being like, it's got to go.
All right. So Godoline is also gonna join in, but she's gonna go and heal herself with a potion, plus 10. And she'll jump on here. Tab, are you joining on the phone?
Use your
I'm assuming
Eldritch
so.
Blast.
I'm assuming
Oh.
so. So go ahead,
Yeah,
Ox.
I am.
Okay, go ahead and do your things. The main's just gonna rush out and engage you, so
Yeah.
it's not like you're gonna have to go and hunt them down. They're mindless in a
Hell
way.
yeah.
They're
Nat
rushing.
20, but it doesn't
Oh,
matter.
yeah.
I'm always using that shit.
Oh, yeah.
For the first one, that is +9.
Cool.
31 damage to the first guy directly in front of me.
Heck yeah. He's dead.
Hey, then I'm just
Yay.
gonna run over here.
Do you throw an Eldritch Blast, Tav?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead
So
and throw all
anyway, I
your Eldritch
started
Blasts.
blasting.
Yeah.
So anyway, I start blasting.
They're start killing people.
Uh,
Eh,
32 for the second guy I hit.
Yeah. Oh, damage?
Yeah,
Oh, he's dead, dude.
yeah.
These are the lowest forms of demons. This is what you all would become if you were normal people and you went to hell or to the abyss.
Yeah. That's my turn.
Okay.
uh,
Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
yeah, I just blast the first guy that's coming out the corridor.
Okay.
The lowest I rolled on my 4 is 19
Oh yeah.
to
Hits.
hit. So yeah, that's 6 damage, 10, 13,
It's Dave.
and then the next one is 14 damage.
All right. So you killed 2 more with those Eldritch Blasts.
Yay!
Yay. We did it.
I'm the
We
best.
did it.
We did it.
We did it. Where the fuck are you guys? There you go. Bing, boom, bobble. All right. Goodly will get her attacks, so at least try. 1 hit. Oh my god, girl.
Does she have the
She
ability to
fails.
like
Oh
give
yeah.
someone else a hit again? Or was that part of her like superpowers?
That was part of her when she was a custodian.
Oh man. Hey, can
She
I do
lost
that?
she lost the blade. You could. You definitely could. You just need to reclaim the right to bear that blade again, which you haven't talked to her about yet.
Oh, she hasn't even mentioned it.
Well, never really brought it up.
That's
She's like,
true.
well, maybe to her, I will say that to her, you don't like need the sword
Mm,
because you know, but yeah, I get it. This one's gonna die too. All right, clear these rooms. The door over here, you can hear the noise of just the iron golem just like wrecking.
Julie's got it.
Right?
Oh,
Narson's, I'm assuming, is in here too. Okay.
yep.
Goalie will walk in. It's like, ooh.
I just walk up. You know the old thing. A custodian returns to light fire.
She's like, yeah, it gets repetitive, I know.
Hell no, this is dope.
Yeah, because every time you do it, your right hand glows and your mark glows when you do it, and you feel good. You feel like warmth, right? You feel like it's like a hot pad, you know?
I haven't felt like this in years.
It's amazing. He's like, that's the blessing of Paylor. Well, technically, Choreo.
It's definitely a blessing.
It's definitely a blessing. Let's kill. All right. So with that, emerging is Patrice, and he looks exactly like Artemis. I will say that his hair is a little bit longer, and
Like,
it's
oh, thank God.
more blonde. I'll say that he has some like cosmetic scarring on his pectorals. How about that?
All right.
But differentiate.
Good. Because
So
otherwise
Patrice
I'd be
has
like,
longer hair, scars. Artemis is perfect as is.
otherwise I'd just be like, twins, go get him.
Patrice just looks at you and he says, "Custodian." And he looks at Godolina. Godolina. Godolina just nods her head.
Oh,
It's been a long time, Patrice. And Patrice is like, "It has."
Hey, be
He's
careful.
like,
You're about to get a download.
"What was that?" Ah! Ah! Freaking out. He like, stands up immediately, just like pulls out his bazooka and just looks at Godolina. And is like, "How could you?" It's like,
Wasn't her fault. She was infected with a mind-altering substance.
of course it was. She wasn't meant for this role. She was a scribe. And Godolina's just like, "I understand. I know, Patrice. I know, but we're here now." It's like, "Are there any others?" And he easily
Artemis is over
senses,
there.
yeah, he senses immediately now. He hears the grunting of Artemis. Like, Artemis. What about Kuhn down south? Has he been freed? And Godolina's like, probably most likely. Oh, he's like, oh no, probably not. We need we need Ox.
Okay.
And he says, "Hey, well, at least you have the Iron Golem." And he goes ahead and flies, breaks the door, and joins the combat.
Fantastic. I just look at I holler behind me. I'm like, Tab, there's treasure up here. Like,
ooh.
I'm like, Godolina, let's go south. We've got another one to free.
Mhm.
I just
So,
appear behind Ox, but treasure.
So yeah,
yes.
you make your way south, Ox, and the rest of the angels are now coming this way. They're a little beaten up, but they did their job
I
as they
am
start
every
making away.
time I awaken one of these devas. I'm like, watch out for the download.
So you go back. It's over in the corridor. I'm not going to go ahead and show it everybody, but you go back and you find it in its alcove. You do the whole thing. Custodian returns the light the fire. It
Yes.
appears. Hune has a ponytail.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and he actually has a scar on his left eye.
Oh man, I want a cool left eye scar.
I can give you one.
You can easily give yourself one. Ox. Easily give it right now. You can do it right now.
Good. Hey, I'll take that opportunity to be like, Godolina, I've noticed that I'm gonna take the time to be like, I noticed that there's some stuff that you used to do that you don't do no more. Is that like a thing you can't do no more?
She's like, "Yes, Ox."
Well, how come I can't?
I think because you're not like you weren't an original member, so things were different back then. Coriel has taken over the reins. It's really just up to Coriel at this point, Ox.
Oh man,
Maybe,
Oreo, holler into the sky. Come on,
but
man.
at the same time, Ox, that sword, the bonded blade, wasn't mine to begin with. It was my mentor's.
Oh,
But that doesn't mean that you can't wield it. It's just the blade has returned to the armory. So if you still want it, we can make our way there. But obviously, it's up in the Fort Town. What
okay.
was it called?
Well then.
Yeah, it's probably
Oh, I
fine.
thought she still had it. I thought it just didn't function anymore.
No, it disappeared.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be a pit stop. I look at
Ah!
I look at my other sword that's like fused to my hand. Like, don't you be getting jealous on me.
Whispered at night, just like, just kill. All I care is that you kill. As
All right, cool.
long as that continues, there is no other course for me to take.
Let's be real. That's all I'm good at.
All right, there's a lot of combats going on
Sad.
multiple fronts. So where's everyone else going?
I'm following the
Um,
combat, man.
which combat? The one that's going in this
Ooh,
direction,
I'm
or
gonna
the one that
follow.
over here?
I want to follow the one that is the that's following the blood path.
Okay. Um, yeah, go ahead, and then everyone just go ahead and move where you want to go. Tav, you can go ahead and stay in the treasure room for now. Are you moving your people to join, or are you gonna have them stay with you?
They're gonna move. They're gonna help with the fighting.
Where the hell did I go?
No clue
You
where you are.
died.
You're right here.
Oh, there I am. I'm in this doorway. I was like, where the hell am I? All right.
Okay.
Gotta go meander through the open door. All right. Hey, who's that guy?
Hmm.
Oh, is this just one of the ones that came with Gabrielle?
No, it's the one you guys freed and stuff.
Oh, okay. He
I
just
just
didn't have a
done.
name tag, so I was like, I don't know who that guy is.
Oh, it's wait, he does have a name tag.
I can't see it.
This guy right here?
Yeah,
It says all players.
weird. Maybe it's just my system then.
Maybe.
So I can see
Maybe.
everyone else's, but whatever. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll just go ahead and start reviewing more sections. Yeah, it works. So you found the last one on the floor where this blood ritual is stemming from, but it also continues onward, probably towards the Infinity Gate through this massive shard sort of gates, and it is magical in nature, and it looks more durable than what it seems to be. And in here, this is where the fights actually happen. This
I
is the real
assume
fight.
that thing's empowering the door, so let's go.
Yeah, it's a good assumption. No, it's a good assumption. You could be right.
Hell yeah! Everybody, we got some more cursed beef jerky up here.
And Narzan's fighting the boss.
Narzan's fighting the boss.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. That's a lot of clean this up. Oh my gosh. All right. So in here we have a large fight, but we also have some enemies, high tier enemies, and Narzan. You can hear Narzan yelling, "Ha! I found the guy with the door and the key. Who's that guy? Who's that guy? Oh,
I assume like he's like, I finally get to fight the boss. And I'm like, oh hell no,
I
I'm coming
killed the
over there.
boss." You can hear, and then Godolina can hear, both you and Godolina can hear Artemis and Patrice shout out, to this other Deva who was corrupted. It's like, Ruslan, no! Says, now there is a corrupted Deva on the floor as well. But yeah, where is everyone going in terms of helping? Now, I will say that in this chamber too, that Kuhn is in,
Mm-hmm.
there is another Deva available for recruitment.
Fantastic. I may
Requires
just
additional pylons.
requires
Vespene
pylon. I don't
gas.
even know what that means.
We're out of Vespene gas.
Quick, get
Requires
some of that
more
Magitech wired up.
overloads. Requires additional supply depots.
What the fuck is a supply depot?
So, well, from where I came from, it can be anything from oil to.
All right. So where is
Human
everyone going?
soul.
Where is everyone sending their people? There's multiple fights happening on this floor.
Um, I'm headed towards Deva's, so I would probably start in this room, to
Oh,
get rid of this thing,
okay.
to get this one unlocked, and then
Sure.
assuming that once this thing's powered down, it'll weaken a little bit of everybody, I think.
Sure.
I don't know how this works, but I'm pretty sure it's not good to let it stay.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Godolina is actually now becoming more scared, along with the rest of the Angels and Archons, because this is supposed to be the catacombs where all the people were buried, and all majority of the tombs that you come across have all been opened, and that's when Eklar, the Angel of Judgment, makes the horrifying revelation that the mains that you've been fighting
Mm-hmm.
are the undead souls that they put like they took the bodies, found and trapped their because the souls are in here still in
Mm-hmm.
here, so they could be summoned again. They converted it into mains, so they turned them into demons, and so now you're killing the former custodians.
No.
It's horrifying.
Nice.
Ah, that's too much to think about. I'm gonna just do my
Yeah,
job.
obviously not now for Ox, but later Ox is gonna think about it.
Later, Ox is gonna be like, man, why can't I just be the good guy?
We'll just go down here, start off. And then he'll send everyone else up here. The Sword Icon's actually gonna join up here because it's gonna be crazy up here. Bodolina will also join in the face. All right. I think that's it. Tav, you're back there still looting, huh? So
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
what you find? There's nothing. Okay. Let's see where I put this.
You open it. It's full of disappointment.
No.
Oh man.
Oh, childhood memories.
Okay. For the first chest, Tav, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
E100. Uh, I rolled a 81.
81. And PDF just froze. Give me a second.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Don't do this. Why?
How will I know what I got to loot?
Dude, what is happening?
PDF gonna freeze, man.
My Adobe's like not like working. It's loading.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I can't believe this is happening right now. It's taking for why is it taking so long to start this up? Open this one. What? Sorry, it's not opening. I'm restarting, reclosing this again. This is weird. Oh, because I transferred everything to my external hard drive, and
Ah.
I haven't opened it up, so I was booting up. I'm like, oh. Well, I mean, it's the price you pay if you want, what is it, 30 terabytes of storage? Yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's the price I pay. Is a few seconds, I guess, a minute of waiting. But it's HDD, that's why it's not. When they
It's not an
start making,
SD.
well, they're not making them external yet. But when they do, it's only gonna be a matter of time before they start making NVMe SSD hard drives externals. Because right now you can only get internals for computers for SSDs because it's cutting edge technology. All right, we should roll an 80. You said
81.
81.
Turned my internal into an external.
81. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a D. No, it's a D100. 81. It is. Go ahead and roll a D6 for me, and then 2D6 for me. So 1D6 and then a 2D6. Don't roll together. I need.
4 on the first one.
All right, that's
then
4,000 gold.
2. Oh,
And then 2 what?
and 2, 6. That's 7.
700 platinum.
Damn.
Ooh.
I need you to roll 2 more D10s, one for art objects and one for gemstones.
D10s, you said?
Sorry, 1 D10 and 1 D8.
And D10 is 2.
Okay.
And D8 is 3.
All right, so for the D10, you find an old masterpiece painting that you can easily sell for 2,500.
Ooh.
And then you roll a 2.
Yeah.
You find a blue sapphire, transparent blue white to medium blue gemstone, size of a baseball. That's worth about
Ooh.
1,000.
Nice.
And then there are wrappings and cloaks of like faded white with gold trim that have like probably whatever this is, this custodian's sigil, which is like a brazier a brazier with golden flames, and then behind it crossed is a hammer and sword. And then underneath it is a little like image. Sorry, on the brazier itself is like an image of like a golden city. All right, yeah, so what you find in that chest, there's another chest. This one says there's actually a name plate on it.
Okay.
This is Master Tylus's reserve.
Ooh, sounds special.
Full of booze.
You open it?
Yeah.
We'll hold another D100.
97.
97. So let's start off with the coins first. Go ahead and roll me 2d6.
D6. That's 7.
7. So that is 700 copper. Go ahead and roll me 2d6 again. And they're all in beautiful velvet pouches. You can sell the pouches for
That's
another like 20 gold, 10 gold.
that's a 6.
6,000 silver pieces. And then we'll go ahead and roll me 66.
It's 66. Uh, 18.
I think that's, let me do my math. Yeah, that is 1,800 gold pieces. And then finally 3d6.
How many did you say? D6s?
3d6.
3d6.
Trace.
8.
Now do it. 8. You find 80 platinum pieces.
Yay.
And then what'd you roll for the D100 and 99?
97.
97. You go ahead and roll me 2d4s.
Yeah, wait a minute. My
No. No. No.
oh, there we go. What did you say I was roll?
2d4.
2d4. Roll.
2d4.
8.
Max? Holy crap. You
Max,
find
yeah.
you find 8 art objects, each worth 250 gold.
Ooh, my God.
And these are beautiful, hand-painted, many of them oil paintings of like angelic features throughout the city. They're like little scenescapes throughout the city of Illumination and probably its golden era. And then go ahead and roll what does that mean? I need to look up what this means. Okay. Go ahead and roll a D100. Because you find a magical item in there.
Ooh,
It's a
70.
wand. of
70?
prismatic.
70, yeah.
You find a magical item called the Dwarven Thrower, which I think is a hammer that you can throw.
Okay, I'll
Dundee-
throw it in the box.
I think it's Dandini Beyond. It's one of the magical items.
What
called-
did you say it was?
It's called a Dwarven Thrower or the Dwarven Thrower. Oh yeah, nice haul. Good haul. That's a lot of coin. That you're pilfering.
We don't need it. I needed more.
I guess we'll find out in the third campaign if they needed it or not. Oh. So those have been pilfered. I hope you wrote those down because I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I'm gonna listen back to this also as well. I missed something, so
You're good. All right, we'll go ahead and roll for initiative then, and sort of begin, but then we'll go back to Biz. and see what he's doing over there. So let's go ahead and roll for initiative for everybody.
Ooh, 21. I'm ready for this.
I bet you are.
18.
12.
You said 18 biz?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And 12 for Tav. Um, uh, all right. Lot of shit. Okay, so rolling for Godolina, that's a +2. 14. All right, Godes. I'll take it. I'll take it. +4 to the Devas. We're going before Godolina. Archon's get a +5, 18. Gabriel gets a +3 or 4. 8. Goddamn Gabriel. Layer actions get automatic 20. Archimedes. He's the biggest guy over here. You haven't met him yet, but you just met him now. +4. That's a 17. Enemy elites get a +4. I'm sorry, that's an 18. He gets a +5. Enemy elites get a +4. That is a 14. They go at the same time as Golina. Oh no. They're the same time as Devas. Grunts get a +1. Of course, get a 16. And then the enemy casters get a +2. 13. All right, current initiative stands. Oops. We got Ox, Lair Actions, Archimedes, the Archons, Biz. The Archons are the angels of Gabriel. Biz and his group, the Grunts. Oh, yeah, sorry. The Grunts, the enemy mains, the enemy elites, which are basically the Knuckle Vs. This Shaitan over here. And then I think that's really it. And then the casters, obviously, are these guys, really. Godolina after Devas, the enemy casters, Tav and her team. Gavriel is at the bottom of the list. Did you want to switch any initiatives?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm fine where I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna let the others do the heavy lifting.
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so we'll go ahead and keep that there, and we'll move back over to this little scene page. All right, Biz, where are you landing, like in relative terms on that platform? Where are you teleporting to?
I think to like just probably to like the edge of it.
Okay.
And I think I'm just trying to like be quiet so I don't like immediately alert anyone that I'm here.
On this large platform, at the center over here is where that temple is. So right in that center. You can't see what's inside. It looks like this open way is sort of obscured by this magical field that is distorting seeing into it or peering into it. There are some patrols, more of those hollow sentinels, many of them armed with the fists, those large punchy fists. Many of them have their shard-like pistols out as well. These are the more refined ones as opposed to the ones that were chasing you. But as you look, well, yeah, as you're chasing, as you look up above, the three that were chasing you finally get to the end, and they start looking around. Um, and you can hear them like bellow out screeching, rusty mechanical noises out towards the platform. Go ahead and make a stealth check because there are some boulders and rubble all around this platform. There's also heaps of Warforged bodies and other scraps that you can hide around.
The 14.
14. All right. So it looks like none of them have have seen you yet. Like I said, they're about probably 4 or 5 patrolling the outside of the temple. Um, but yeah, you can't see into the open. It's magical in nature, most likely.
I think I'll just try to approach the temple while staying out of the sight of those 4
Go ahead and make
best I
one
can.
check at least. Nope. Okay. So yeah, you can easily evade these wandering warforged, these reconstructed warforged in a blasphemous manner. Um, and closer you get, the humming deafens, and you begin to feel it more in your body. It is like a vibration, a frequency. The frequency, it's something that's probably uncommon for a lot of warforged, but maybe because it's been so long, and you don't really know since your origins are technically artificial in nature in a way. But as you get close to the temple, you can feel a rhythm. The humming becomes this rhythm, and it's in a certain um yeah, certain rhythm, almost like a heartbeat. As soon as you get closer and closer, it gets stronger and stronger, and you can feel it. It resonates in a feeling that you maybe never have felt before. Maybe you have, but it's a feeling of camaraderie. It's if you're getting closer to like the heart of your people. Logic, though, in your mind, as a very intelligent character for the most part, you can probably discern that it's most likely just all the woving of souls. Because even now, it's still barely understood how it all came to be. But then again, there are some parts of knowledge and logic where it's like random chaos can produce results. And maybe just the happenstance of the sentience becoming basically almost natural in terms of the Warforged gaining sentience. Um, could be an explanation. But regardless, you can feel it, and through that discernment, you can only imagine that's probably the hundreds of Warforged souls inside the pseudo Neo Creation Forge. This is no longer like gear magic. It is a profane exploitation of the most direct and logical routes, dissolving all forms of ethics and morality. And that's not just in terms of the livelihoods of living beings, but also the tapestry of magic beyond knowledge, magic beyond our means, primeval to aboriginal magic beyond the cosmos. It is a blend of this alien, to you looks alien, clockwork sculpting, this abomination of what looks like to be living flesh, but you don't know if it's humanoid or demonic or bestial in nature. But it's a blend of flesh that is both dead and alive, so it's like undead really, and metal and steel. Um, in between the metals, you can sort of feel that, like at the microscopic level, there's this seething of darkness, this living ichor that is sort of giving it like the electricity or the energy to make it hum with power. This is technology that is like, to you, the closest would be necrotech, which is basically the combination of like artificer technology with necromancy by creating undead constructs, unliving constructs. Like, for example, you use the body of a giant and you form it with the parts of a cannon or maybe a ship, creating an unholy necrotech colossus that's both construct and undead, fights like undead, has resiliency of an object, can fire, heavy artillery, stuff like that. That's like the closest thing you can get from this. But this is technology. This technology, this magic, is beyond comprehension, beyond your comprehension, at least for now. Um, it is very profane. It is like borderline heresy, and I feel like it's just for like in terms of your natural like being as an artificial construct. This is beyond that. This is a perversion of it. Inside, you can hear the slight moans, feel the slight moans, but you can also hear what sounds like a metal machine press pressing against metal rock, slamming what sounds like metal bars or metal parts into place. What are you doing?
Do I see Silsa anywhere?
Still can't see anything around you is all vacant, open darkness. Well, some faded lights, but inside you still can't see. It's still distorted, still blurred. There is a magical field around the opening, this entrance, as distorting your vision.
Does it just look like a illusion? It is just to stop people from looking in.
Think of it as like this like glass panel with like smoke effects. So if like there's like a monitor and there's like a smoke sort of like screensaver. But it's very two-dimensional. It's not three-dimensional.
I'll just like dispel magic, just push it out of the way.
Your case at normal level.
Yeah, just third level.
Okay. What does your dispel magic look like?
I think in this moment it's really just like him like trying to grab the wall and just like tear it open. And
Gotcha.
it has like little sparks of golden energy coming off of it.
Awesome, awesome. Unfortunately, the level for this spell is not adequate enough to dispel the magical barrier, and it does garner the knowledge of at least two of the nearby Hollow Sentinel, which draw their shard-like pistols and open fire towards you. They don't know exactly where you're at over there. You're sort of still obscured to them, so they'll go ahead and take disadvantage on these attacks. There you are. That is a plus. 10 does not hit, and then the other guy. 14 does not hit, I assume.
No, 14 hits.
Oh, 14 just okay, 14 hits. Okay. So you get hit with one of the Sharlock pistols. It does. Oops. Oh. It does 5 magical piercing and 7 force damage.
So 12 total.
Yep. The other one bings, ricochets. The beam actually no, the beam just goes and hits the nearby wall on the chapel or the temple, and the other one hits you somewhere in the upper body, maybe in the lower body. Okay. They start running towards you. What are you doing?
I will. Does it feel like I could just move through the wall? Does it just feel like an illusion, or does it?
It's definitely not an illusion. It's definitely
Okay,
not.
so
It's
it is a
definitely
physical wall.
it's definitely a magical physical barrier. Yeah.
All right. I will. I'll just recast spell magic again. This time 5th level.
5th level.
Any tile spell slots.
Yep. So with that, you go ahead and you just smash your hand, your hand against it, and you just retch it with fury at this point. And yes, it peels off like a sticker and dissipates in your hand. As now the opening is revealed, it exposes this now large cacophony of screaming voices for help to make it end, to end their suffering. And finally, you can see the clear vision in front of you is that same image, that same circular amalgamation of metal and flesh and wood and elements hovering above this dais of gold um and iron. It creates this sort of thin apparatus around it, but the base is made of like just shining gold, rusted iron, and there's these coils, these metal coils, and there's these wooden or these ropes down there as well. It's very clockwork or very Warforged in nature, but then there's just this alien element to it. So I'll go ahead and bring up that art once more for everybody. Unless I can find it again. All right, here you go. I think I'll just tag everybody. So there you go. In the middle of this dark and brooding forge, this Factorum, um, you see a hunched figure in front of this massive orb of whatever it is. But in the center is once again this hooked up half torso body of what looks like to be several pieces of unique Warforge put together. Um, but it's unrecognizable to you to being Talamek, but you can just see as it peers through the opening, you can just see the head, the gaunt and just disturbed, racked face of this Warforge, and you can instinctively just feel for this is something unlogical to you, but you can just feel that this is Father Talamek as it just gives you a side glance, but just you can see the pain. And typically it's impossible to see physical emotions on a Warforged, but you can just see it on this one. It's as if the metal is like moving, it's like living, as if the metal and wood are all living. Whatever this is that Silson has been participating in, and whatever technology he's gotten, this is beyond our world's understanding. And as she turns, the once youngish looking, beautiful blue skinned Voldakan woman is in these drab gray robes. She has aged what looks like to be 100 years old. She has wrinkles everywhere. Her eyes are pretty much blind from cataracts. She turns around. She has a cane. She looks to you with this wicked, disgusting smile. She says, "The final piece is here now." As she just slowly puts her decrepit and gnarled, clawed hands like onto the surface of this orb, and it just meshes with her hand. Like the surface of it just begins to blend and surround her hand as if it was giving her a handshake in its form. And she just completely mumbles to herself, referring to it as someone. Can't understand the language, but when she speaks in normal Broseian with a little bit, with normal Imperial, she uses these weird sort of just these ancient un-gibberish words, but they have this profound power behind each sort of pronunciation or enunciation. Um, and then they're looming around are these metallic tentacle-like claws. Think of like Doc Ock from Spider-Man, right? Is those metallic? Do you guys know who Doc Ock is in from Spider-Man?
Mm-hmm.
Roman, do you know?
Yeah.
You guys know? Okay, cool. So yeah, probably like 6 or 8 of them now appear behind this massive orb forge. I need to find that picture one more time. A familiar. You weren't there. You're not Sterling. Keep forgetting that. But Sterling and the rest of the party encountered this too down in the castle at the old original attempt at a creation forge. This one is larger than the last one. Whatever this thing is,
Oh
it comes
yeah.
it comes out and it turns to Silson. Um and Silson just sort of like hobbles behind it to move away. And coming out from the hole of this sphere are a bunch of more hollow entities, Biz. Um, this time 5 of them. 4 of them look like this. Um, 4 of them look like this, and there are 2 that look terrifying. You are sort of standing there. Time stops as emerging the last 2 are 2 old friends that you're trying to free, but they are now they have been distorted, corrupted. The the sleek look and once bright and glistening silver chest plates and shoulder pads of silver are now a faded gray with black spots. her face has been contorted and had been fused with other parts of Warforged, including whatever this malleable purple-like flesh. It's like the same color as the creature inside this apparatus that's overlooking you all from or you from the forge. It's the same thing. It's just all over her body and her face, and it just constantly moves. It's even shifting plates and stuff underneath it all. She gives you a blank look, and then there's Sterling. He has his actually he has his not wearing any of his gear, obviously. He's naked, just like Silver is, but he is also just wreathed in this contorted amalgamation of moving and living metal and wood. And it's all dark, it's all decay. Silver is wielding, her hands have been replaced with serrated sort of chainsaw swords. Her legs have been amputated and replaced with hind leg, like of an animal, but in like metallic form to give her speed. You can see that they've attached decrepit wings. Looks like half of one is from a deva or an angel, another from a bat or a large demon. Sterling was given another shardlock rifle. This time it looks like it's been corrupted as the rifle is attached to his hands. And you can see that there is a tube that's linked to a crystal that's glowing dark purple, and this tube goes all the way into the spine. And as it moves around, you can see that the spine is made out of this opal looking, like it's made out of like opal, like a very like has that sheen of an opal. But you can tell that there's wild magic or like ether coursing through it, and he's simply just using energy that he's sort of siphoning from the nearby wild magic mists that's lingering all over the place. And so there you stand before your two old comrades, along with Father Talmik in the back, looking you blankly, Biz. And that is where we will end things here, and we will come back to it in 2 weeks.
Holy crap.
Oh
That's
my god.
woo! Well, thanks
It's
for joining
dark.
us, everybody. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye bye.
Bye.